Hello and welcome to this channeled message. My name is Marissa. I'm an Akashic Records reader, an intuitive channeler, and a friend. I am here today to tap into the Cosmic Akashic Records. I received a beautiful channeled meditation yesterday, and at the end of it, I basically fused with my alien self and was shown this beautiful access that I have to the galaxy. I was sitting in like a meditative seat, and I was shown that I was sitting in this like black void, and my self was being shown as an Octurian being. If you don't know what those are, you can look it up. They are like blue beings with big black eyes and a slender body. And I was looking at this beautiful imagery in front of me of our galaxy just spinning. And I was shown how I can zoom in and tap on certain planets, and I can zoom out and shift it and receive this beautiful and potent energy. And then I woke up today with this very strong feeling of like being a librarian. And when I tuned in, this really comes from just the access that I have and the ability to keep the records and to tend to the records and to share the records as well with all of you. And I've talked about my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. I do a lot of channeled energy updates, Akashic Records messages, and I have a podcast as well where I talk about the spiritual development of myself and the people that I have conversations with on the podcast, in hopes that it helps you through your spiritual development. And I've been wanting to share more of this side of me. And I think there's a hesitancy, of course, because, well, aliens aren't very mainstream. And I think there's some wounds of being exiled. We all have those wounds of being different and being exiled from groups and just being removed because of our differences. But I am embodying my differences and holding the knowing that I'm here to be different and to share my differences with the world. And so that brings me to this moment. I tapped in this morning, and there's some information on Mars that wants to come through. And this is very interesting because Mars, I feel like, has come up in recent years. There's been a fascination with getting to Mars, looking at Mars, finding life on Mars, and so I'm very intrigued to see what we are going to receive today. If you enjoy channeled messages like this, be sure to like this video and subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. And if you have any areas of topic that you want me to channel about, write those in the comments. Any questions about spirituality or the Akashic Records, the Cosmic Akashic Records, aliens, human life, whatever it may be, comment below and I will answer those questions or channel, and we can see what the records brings through. I would love it to be interactive and to start answering people's questions. Alright. Without further ado, if you haven't seen my channel, I sit in a meditative space. I close my eyes and I'm going to go back to that location where they took me yesterday to see the galaxy in front of me. So go about what you're doing. You can also sit in a meditative state. You can draw. You can do whatever it is you're doing. You might be grocery shopping, and that's fantastic. Yeah, let's dive in. Mars was once inhabited by a similar species to the human race, and this is why Mars has a very deep connection to Earth and to the human species thus far. There were several wars at one point on Mars, which gives it its energy. It is a planet of conflict, and it's a planet that has experienced deep wounding from this. And the galactic forces, I would like to say the Galactic Federation, has placed a very specific humanoid species on Mars right now, and they are doing work on the planet to help heal its core wounds. And there are a lot of people on Earth that were related to those wounds that brought up the conflict on this planet, and were also involved in the destruction of Mars and its civilization. And so as Mars is starting to heal, the planet itself is starting to heal from these wounds, we are seeing this ripple effect here on the planet. So a lot of the oil wars and the people involved in the big oil on this planet have actually spent other lifetimes on Mars, and Mars was a very big planet for extracting materials that are being able to help fund basically certain technologies, and Mars had a lot of resources on the planet itself, and so there were these energies that were extracting those resources, and of course everyone wanted these valuable resources, and so conflict arose. And so we're seeing a lot of that arise even in the logging situations that are going down, the destroying natural areas for their resources. This is all coming up right now because Mars is actually working on healing this, and Earth is a playing ground for the universe, for our galaxy, and specifically for the planets that we know to exist in our orbit and in under our sun. So the reason we are able to see these planets is because Earth is a playing ground to help heal things in the universe, but also these specific planets that surround us, and Mars is at the forefront right now. And a lot of these big wigs, if you will, on Earth are actually, like I said, they were involved on this planet at one time, causing destruction, and that's why we see them trying to do the same thing here on Earth, or showing great interest in Mars, showing great interest in trying to develop Mars. It's because it's this repeating, it's like a karmic connection, a karmic relationship between the planet healing, a similar experience occurring. However, the message here really is that it's not going to be able to occur on Earth because Earth is a completely different timeline. It is just arising so it can release and move through the collective energies and these certain souls that are causing this destruction. They were able to, with open doors, cause famine, destruction, war, genocide, all of these energies on Mars at one point. And so that's, again, why we're seeing it mirrored here on Earth. However, there are not open doors here on Earth for it to fully come into fruition because there's a light here on Earth that wasn't on Mars at one point. There's a light here. There's a species here that doesn't want that to happen, and that species is you. It's the human race. We are being fueled by elevated consciousness. We are being fueled by the healing energy. We are being fueled by these light technologies that are hitting the planet and allowing a lot of karmic energies to clear out and be removed fully. And this is happening, and once Mars moves through this, I see like Mars is almost to the top of the mountain, and once it crosses over and hits that peak, then things will kind of start settling down, and this with these energies that were just mentioned, you know, the war, the famine, genocide, all of this stuff. So we're about to experience its peak. However, this is making beautiful change on the earth because people are saying we've had enough. We don't want this to happen again. We do not want history to repeat itself. We are done, and therefore these people have got to go. Basically, these people in these seats of office, or even like the billionaire energy, they've got to go. They are leaving, and the energies are rebalancing. So even in the universe, they're showing me the entire universe right now, and I see a similar energy to the northern lights kind of floating about the universe, and different colors, and I see like flare-ups happening all over our universe with these different colors, and these are energies of rebalance. The universe is going through a balancing, a reclamation of peace and harmony. There has been a lot of chaos. There has been a lot of war. There's been a lot of one energy, the density, taking over for too long. And so these flare-ups I see are different experiences happening around the universe. Potentially wars occurring. What are these? There's some records. Cosmic Records. They're just moments of rebalancing occurring when it comes to war, or when it comes to violence, when it comes to even peace energy. It's a rebalancing and coming back into this harmonious, equal energy. And when we come into this equal, where there's not more of the other and there's not less of the other, when we come into equal, there's this sense of neutrality that comes about. And so Mars is one of those areas that is coming into neutrality, and we feel it strongly because we are so close, and also a lot of people that cause the imbalance on Mars are here on Earth, and they want to remind us that Earth is a microcosm of the entire universe as it is. That is what makes Earth so special. That is what makes Earth so important in our entire universe's existence. Earth is so special because we have so many different beings all around the universe that are here right now, choosing to take on a human experience to create balance in the universe. So all of these, that visual where they're showing me these lights bouncing all over the universe, that is why Earth feels so chaotic right now. It's because all of these imbalances and rebalancing and these energies that are happening around the universe are happening on our planet right now. So it's a mirrored effect of the energies that are coming into balance around the universe here on Earth. And so we have just a few examples they're showing me, like a reconnection to the natural world, a reconnection to honor the planet in which we live. There's even a reconnection to our bodies, reconnection to our autonomy and the power that lives within, and where we come from, our source. There's a healing of the really slavery that has happened to certain species around and beings around our universe and galaxy. There is a rebalancing of all the war that has occurred, the greed that has occurred. Greed is a really big theme they're pointing that is like one of the biggest themes that's occurring on Earth and therefore happening in the universe. It's a rebalancing of greed and a rebalancing of the energy, and that energy is mirrored as wealth on our planet. So that's why we have this monetary value here on Earth. It's because it's a symbol for energetic wealth. It's a symbol for energetic abundance. And it's really important that we find this abundance within ourselves. We find and reframe this abundance and realize that we are all abundant and that we do not need to hoard certain things in order to feel the wealth that comes from just being as a being in our universe. And to like the resources as well that are around the universe for certain technologies. There's a rebalancing of that. We feel that on Earth with, oh, that's interesting with the tariffs. That is kind of playing out. So they really, the records really want to just explain a little bit as to why this feels like such a crazy time on Earth and why even in your own life you might be coming into this rebalanced era, this rebalancing within your own life. This balance energy is just very, very present. Are you looking at your routines? Are you looking at how much work you're giving away and lack of life that you're living? Does that need to come into balance? Your food, your diet, does that need to come into balance? Your movement, your relationships, your energetic boundaries. There's just a lot of personal and individualized rebalancing occurring, and that's because we are shifting and helping to heal the imbalances, not just on Earth, not just with us, but in our entire universe. And so you have specific connections to these places in the universe where I'm seeing this rebalancing occurring. You have special connections to these areas if you're watching this, if you're moving through this right now. There are some people that are on Earth that are just meant to hold a frequency. They've come as stabilizers. And so they might not be doing the work. They're just creating this stable frequency on Earth for other people to do the work. If you feel as though you are doing the work, then you are experiencing a lifetime outside of Earth, outside of your human reality, where you are helping to bring balance to these imbalances in the universe. And so through your own personal human experiences, these might tell you what is occurring in the universe and what you're helping to bring balance to. There's also a lot of heightened intimacy and sexual energies that are being healed as well. A lot of trauma is releasing in this regard due to the work that people have been doing on the planet. And this is why too we see a really big uptick on the planet of healers, of people working with trauma, inner child healing. We're seeing a giant uptick on people, getting therapy. BetterHelp is on like every freaking podcast getting promoted. This is the big wave. And these are the people that are helping others do the work and heal all of this. And so, like I said, we're almost at that peak. Mars is almost to that peak, and that's why it feels so chaotic. And once Mars is healing, we'll move on to another. I feel like Jupiter might be next. I keep hearing that and seeing that. Pluto was healed and moved through a lot of healing during COVID. We were really focused on Pluto, which is extremely interesting because I'm pretty sure there was a Pluto return that happened for the United States, like during that time. Fact check me on that. But that's why there was so much death occurring. And this too is also why we have the kind of narrative stories and symbolism for each planet. So we have received these channeled messages and really knowledge from what has occurred on these planets and for these planets, the souls that are actually the planet, because these are not just planets. To every planet, there is a soul that is occurring. And so the souls are healing, and this is again, just for the rebalancing of energies in the universe. These souls are healing, and so Pluto's soul was healing a lot during COVID. And Pluto is the planet of death and rebirth. It's the planet of really finding light through the darkness, and that's kind of why it has these tones. It's because that's what that soul has experienced. And so a lot of the people that did pass away during COVID and during those years, the mass waves of lives that were lost here on Earth, they had a connection to that death and rebirth Pluto energy that was being healed and brought into balance. And so to a lot of what is coming through, they're showing me like it's bigger picture. It's not just Earth. It is not just Earth. It is bigger picture, macrocosm energies that are being healed and being looked at and coming up. And that's why we signed up to be here. That's why we signed up to stand strong on this planet Earth. As a human, it's because we volunteered to take the steps to bring harmony and balance back to the universe. You are here for such a greater purpose. You are here to be different, to be a way shower, to share light, and to bring balance back into the earth, back into the universe through your earthly human experience. If you're resonating with this, you are a worker bee. You came and your soul said, I will take no more. We're healing now. And so this is too why it feels we're healing lifetimes of bullshit, lifetimes of trauma, lifetimes of this, that, and the other. It's because we quite literally are, and we are like the strongest souls. Not just any soul can come to Earth and come to this playing ground and this universal university. Yeah, this is very much so a place where shit is getting done for the highest good of our universe. So that was beautiful. I'm gonna come back, ground into my body. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what the Cosmic Akashic Records brought through for us today. And stay tuned for a lot more videos like this. I am ready to share my alien self, and even yesterday in that meditation, they said, it is time, it is safe for you to do this. And so here we are sharing what my soul has access to. And your soul has access to beautiful and wonderful things too. And we find that through stillness, through silence, and through healing. Much love to you. Check out the podcast if you want to hear a little bit more of my human experience and what is being healed in my life right now, along with the people that I interview. And until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful human experience. Bye for now.